This is Andy Purwell for ID Boxing. I'm joined by Richie Woodhall here in London. Richie, Zhang stopping Joyce there, very much so a slugfest of a fight. What was your thoughts on that?
I was amazed, really, on Joe's performance. It looked like he'd never been in with a southpaw in his life, and I don't know what preparation they've been doing, but it just wasn't his night. But he was just making very easily fundamental mistakes, moving the wrong way, starting attacks from too far out, very static target in front of his opponent. And just get walking onto a straight left hand. And I've worked with Joe for 5 years on at GB, and he's sorted those type of opponents out before and not had any real problems with him. But he just didn't seem to be able to. The biggest problem there for me was he didn't seem to be able to change tactics and adapt to the situation.
We've been used to seeing Joe just constantly be able to walk through his opponents, even if his back's been against the ropes at times. But was it a surprise to you that, certainly with that southpaw stance, he just couldn't seem to negate Zhang's left hand?
Yeah, it was a big surprise to me, like I said. Yeah, he normally walks his opponents down, but I always thought that this fight was going to be quite tricky anyway. In the first probably 4 or 5 rounds, I expected Joe to be a lot more mobile on his feet, in and out with the feet, most definitely, like he did against Daniel Dubois. He showed a different style to his boxing that we've seen at GB when he was an amateur, and so I know he can do it. It's just that today he was all wrong, and like I said, it looked like he hadn't never been in with a southpaw. It looked like he hadn't done any southpaw sparring. I mean, I don't know, but it just wasn't his night. But he just made too many errors, too many mistakes that were very easy to put right.
We know there's a rematch clause, Richie. Would you advise Joe to take that?
That's a big question. I think to get his confidence back up, I'd probably take a couple of fights before I take on Zhang again. A lot of people would like to see him back in with Zhang, but if he performs like that, then he's got to make major changes. So I'd get his confidence back up first. I wouldn't take Zhang next. I'd probably have a couple more first.
Richard, just whilst I got you, a quick word on the heavyweight division. Sticking with you, Anthony Joshua fought a couple of weeks ago against Jermaine Franklin. Didn't produce the performance everybody expected beforehand. What were your thoughts on what we saw?
No, I expected him to knock him out, to be quite honest. I thought he would do, but he didn't. But there you go, he got the win. That's the main thing. I think he lacks probably a little bit of confidence in his stamina, it looks to me. But, I'd reassure Anthony Joshua that he's still a quality heavyweight, a lot of power, and he's got a power to knock any heavyweight if he hits him on the chin. So I think that there's still left a little bit in the tank for AJ. But, listen, it's a win, but I expected him to do it in better fashion than what he did.
There's been some talks of somewhat of a tournament taking place at the end of the year in Saudi. Fury Usyk, Joshua Wilder on AJ's front. Would you say that Deontay Wilder fight would make sense for him if he waited until December to get back into the ring for that fight?
I think he'd have a good chance against Deontay Wilder because, like I say, I think it would be a case of who connects first. And like I've said, always said that Anthony Joshua has got immense power, so he's in with a great shout against Deontay Wilder. But it is probably a 50-50 fight, and he could walk onto one himself. But listen, I think it's only those type of fights that are going to motivate Anthony Joshua. He's a very wealthy man. He's done really well in the sport. And he's been a world champion. So it's going to be them type of big fights, Wilder, Usyk, Fury, that's going to motivate him now. So yeah, that's what he's got to do.
Richard, I said I'd be quick. I know you got to get back, so thank you for speaking to me.
No problem, thank you.
And thank you, Richie.